engineers and electrical engineers who are working around the world. So it's something like I'm just addressing to electrical engineering only, but still we are connected with the smart connectivity. So it is about the networking. I just want to throw light on smart grid. So the smartness is something like every day we talk about the intents that is added to us as well as the mission. So it's something or a human being, I do not know, but still I am sitting isolated talking to myself, I think so. But still will entertain the people. Okay. So the picture shows that I'm just addressing both the students as well as the lecturers. So it's something like the value of education has shrunk or enhanced, or smartness the huge mass that was loaded at the backside of a student has been reduced to a laptop or a palm top or a cell phone, a smart device that has been handled. Earlier, we were objecting our kids to not to take up the smart, but still nowadays people are about to learn only through the smartphone. So that is something like it is fate, or it is about the fact that we need to understand. Yes, so the fact, but because the technology is growing up on a daily basis, and we could see that the non-living things are talking to us. So this is the objective. So it is an expectation from the speaker. So myself would be addressing most of the things that is happening around the industrial revolution and the innovations in the fourth industrial revolution era, building of cloud-based intelligence, personalized learning services that is available. And also I am here to talk about the title that has been given to me. So it is about the resilience of the smart. So it is about the MR and AMI in infrastructure developments. And about I would also touch more about the artificial intelligence based load dispatch centers. So that has been working on. So we have an imagination that a genie like an object sitting in the load center and talking to the operators. That is whenever there is a load, so people can question on the load. So what is the load? And it would be answering something like the today's load is 15,000 megawatt. The generators are about to generate 7,500 from base load thermal power plant, and 2,000 to 3,000 megawatt from hydropower stations, and another 3,000 from wind and solar. Like that, it would give all the statistics, and it would also give a redundancy that it is going to take up LC. So line clearance has been given to certain HT lines, so that the feeders can be mended for carrying capacity can be increased. So that's how it is going on. So before that, we will just entertain ourselves with some video so that we would understand how things are going on.
Sir, there is no audio.
Yes, ma'am. So I thought that the network would be very good, but the network is very poor.
Okay, sir.
It's a very good audio. So it's and very good video picturizing lot many digital connectivity with electrical systems. How the internet is going to play a vital role in connecting the electrical signals as well as internet. So it is about the data that is going to be piled up every moment. Okay, fine then. So I have a lot of videos to entertain, but still I don't have the bandwidth to carry on. So I'm in office right now. Okay, so people are talking about the resilience. It's something like grid operations has been going on. So it is about the smart grid. So that we need to talk about. It is the smartness that is being embedded to the existing grid. So it is always been connected as a grid means everything is interconnected, but it is isolated. So whether we have a term called it is isolated or interconnected. So we have a doubt on it. So it is something like we need to have a connectivity for each and every device, like thermal stations, hydro stations, wind power stations, solar power stations. All these power stations are working from their source point only. So when the source point need to be connected to the load center, it need to be brought along all along to the transmission line and to the load center. So in that case, there are a lot of difficulties in bringing the generation to the load center. So in that case, there would be lot of losses. So do we have any smart methodology to operate it and bring the power to the load center with any losses? And uh, uh, do we have any such technology to operate on it? So we have lot many questions. So it is something like we talk about DG, so distributed generation. So we cut off all this transmission system and we are about to have the generation near the load center. So that is the smartness that has been embedded, but still we need to understand the resilience. Resilience is something like about the silence of the grid system or the digital connectivity brought about an effective operations of the resilience. So that has been captured as a digital resilience in smart grid operations. So again, we have a grid, but I do not know whether it would be working or not. Hopefully it is working fine right away.
Power generation was localized around homes is only small energy demand, light bulb, radio, grid time for utility, for electric, for homes, once a month. And one-way interaction to respond to the ever-changing, rising energy demand per century. Smart grid introduces a two-way dialogue where electric information for the customers. Developing network automation technologies working together to make the grid more efficient, more reliable, greener. Smart grid technologies to make energy production, plug-in electric charging. Our participation in smart grid structure of today's grid. Help manage our electric. Smart home communicates with the grid. People's first to manage their electric. By measuring the home's percentage production more frequently, smart grid provide their customer with much better information to manage their electric. Inside the smart home, a home area network or HOM connects smart appliances, thermostats, and other electric devices to an energy management system. Smart appliances and devices will adjust their run schedule, reduce electricity demand on the grid at critical times, and lower consumers' energy bills. Smart devices can be controlled, scheduled over the web, and the TV. All resources such as wind and solar are a sustainable and growing source for electric power. However, renewable power sources are variable by nature and add complexity to normal grid operations. The smart grid provides the data and automation needed to enable solar panels and wind farms to put energy on assets. To keep up with constantly changing energy demands, utilities must turn power plants on and off depending on the amount of power needed at certain times of the day. The cost to deliver power depends on the time of day it is used. Electricity is more costly to deliver at peak times because additional, often less efficient power plants must be run to meet the higher demand. The smart grid will enable utilities to manage and moderate electricity usage with the cooperation of their customers, especially during peak demand times. As a result, utilities will be able to reduce their operating costs. By deferring electricity usage away from peak hours and having appliances and devices run at other times, electric production is more evenly distributed throughout the day. The power being generated in less than a second. At each instance, the amount of electricity generated must equal the consumption across the entire grid. Smart grid technologies provide detailed information that enables grid operators to see and manage electricity consumption in real time. This greater insight and control reduces outages and persistent power. Rooms across the grid, engineers will be able to more precisely and predictably manage electricity production, reducing the fire of costly commercial customers for power lines and transformers. Utilities rely on complex power distribution schemes and switching to keep power flowing to their customers. Any break in this system caused by storm, bad weather, or sudden changes in electricity demand can lead to outages. Smart Grid's distribution intelligence counters these energy fluctuations and outages by automatically identifying problems, rerouting, and restoring power delivery. Utilities can further use distribution intelligence to manage electricity usage with the cooperation of their customers, leading to lower production costs. The charging of a plug-in electric vehicle can be finished over a home area or HON. The HON can balance the demand for electricity across the household and prioritize electric vehicles and other appliances to manage electricity usage and reduce costs. With grid technologies and consumer participation, utilities can more easily handle the increased demand for power to run the activities and ensure charging needs are met. By adding more plug-in electric vehicles to the grid, we have the potential to reduce fuel costs, lower our dependency on foreign oil, and help reduce greenhouse gas emissions.
As we are not directly connected, connecting each and everything through the picture, so that we are not disconnected. Although we are not, so we can understand that a lot of videos and the pictures could add more value to my smart grid operations. So that's why I just captured all the videos. So it says that it is no more one side. It's not that it is monotonous talking alone. So it is something like two-way process of communication. It's something like whenever the grid operators are working on, so it is something like we are in the receiving end and we don't have the options to connect or contact the operators. So that was the grid which was dump node. So right now, so due to the connectivity, we have the options to contact the operators as well as, and we know the objectives and benefits of how things are working on, and also we enjoy 24/7 grid operations, sustainable power solutions. It's something like it's not alone with the thermal resource or the nuclear resource. We have all the resources which is not at all reliable, but still we could see that 24/7 power is available. So that is the resilience. It's something like a resilience is the objective where like it is a spring action, so where we can have a cushioning for each everything. So that is available. So it is about the power system. I'm just going to throw light on the power system, how things are being connected, industrial automation, fourth industrial revolution's contribution in power sector, intelligent system in power system applications, and areas of improvement and the research areas that need to be taken care by our faculties or research scholars. And also I'm just going to throw light on students' opportunities in power system industry. So that's how it's working on. So I just put myself into these digital transformations of this power system resilience. Myself, Dr. J. Balamurugan, working as an assistant executive engineer in Tangeco. I've been proud to say that I'm the co-founder and vice president of institutional engineers, so which is working on energy conservation. Everyone talking about the production engineering, but I still just have a thought process to conserve the energy for the future. It's about the sustainable growth. So every day we want to enjoy alone, we not to give back to the society. So whenever we have a thought process of giving back to the society, then we enjoy a lot, and we also recoup with all such energy levels. So I have the energy to talk to you for 1 hour. So that is something like I'm very happy to be a part of this FPP because I'm
Sir.
just going to
Sir, excuse me.
share my thought process with all such people. So,
Sir,
hello,
excuse me, sir. உங்க வாய்ஸ் வந்து
is there
yes
any
sir, உங்க
disturbance,
வாய்ஸ்
ma'am?
வந்து பிரேக் ஆகி வருது.
Break ஆகுதா மேடம்?
சம்டைம்ஸ் நல்லா கேக்குது அப்புறம் பிரேக் ஆகுது.
சம்டைம்ஸ் நல்லா வருது, சம்டைம்ஸ் கொஞ்சம் சிக்கல் இருக்கு. ஆக்சுவலா நான் தப்பு பண்ணிட்டேன் விட, நான் ஆஃபீஸ்க்கு வந்துட்டேன். ஆஃபீஸ் வந்து என்னோட இன்டர்நெட் பேண்ட்வித் செக் பண்றேன் விட, ஒரே நிமிஷம் விட. இன் கேஸ் இஃப் இட் இஸ் பிரேக்கிங், so I apologize for it, ma'am. So still I'll try my best to give back. So I'm just putting some alternatives also. I'll just think about it, ma'am. So sorry for it, actually.
It's okay.
Okay, ma'am. So I have just connect with all such people. So I'm happy to connect with all such scholars and professors here. So why? Because so whenever we are sharing our thought process, it is going to be the enhancement for ourselves as well as for the budding engineers. It's something like when one guy is about to take up this information, he is going to share it for many people. So one moment. So gee, வேற ஏதாவது இன்டர்நெட் கனெக்டிவிட்டி இருக்கா? இப்ப கேக்குதுங்களா மேடம்? ஓகே, சாரி ஃபார் இட் மேம். ஸோ ஓகே. So people, sorry for it. I was talking alone. So this decentralization has made me to talk alone, and I do not know how I am going to engage you. So still, I'll cope up with the situation. So thank you so much for your patience hanging around. So thank you. So we'll just go ahead and have this so smartness. So I was earlier it was disconnected with the video. So we were talking about the Internet of Things, how we are going to connect with these things with IoT. So it's something like the consumption is going up by 77% increase by 2040, and the prices are also rising up to 80% increase in 10 years, and the greenhouse emissions gap is also growing by 67%. The global warming and the carbon emission is pulling us down to make sure that we are about to work with renewable energy alone. So renewable energy, we talk about green energy. So the green energy is reliable or not, but we need to live with it, or the technology need to be binded. But still, we need to think about a scenario where the pricing, when Adani was about to install their solar power plant in Tamil Nadu, the power rate was around 7.50 rupees, and right now we could see that NLC, when they are taking up the project, it is only 1.25 rupee. So that means that the generators have come down or slashed down the prices through the infrastructure development, but still the people who are enjoying the benefits are not are forced to pay a huge amount. Means it's about the prices going up to 80%, and it will be rising up even more by the forthcoming years. Means it is again it's a big menace, or it's a problem. So we technical people need to work on with the system where we are giving back to the society. So in that case, we need to think about the today's grid, which is all centralized grid, which is the generating stations and the transmission system, distribution system are isolated, and it is through only a narrow down line that is being connecting all such things. But we need to think about a scenario. We are talking about the smartness embedded to it, and the smartness is talking about the grid which is been isolated. It is an isolated microgrid, industrial power plant with combined heat and power cycle. It is cogeneration plants coming up, and the distribution substation and the demand response is going on. And we are talking about the ESCOs, energy saving companies too. So it is all about these things. Means we need to dedicate ourselves with the DG. So distributed generation, it is not the power which is generated at the source, but the source is being integrated with the distribution, and the generation is done in the distribution end itself, and no more transmission system available for the power to be transferred, and there is no losses. So that means that we have made a change. It's something like we have cut down the transmission losses, and thereby we are working smartly to bring the power to the consumers. The consumers are being benefited. In that case, we need to have a central technology. If the technology is growing up, the pricing is also going up. We need to think about it. But we do have this data. So India alone has the data rate which is very lesser compared to all such the developing countries. So it is even lesser than the 10 paise per kb. So in that case, the data need to be connected, and we are about to have a smart grid integrated. We are thinking about the big dream and take up the action to work to reachable the goal. So it's something like we need to attempt to fail. The fail is not that talk about the failure, but it is about the first attempt in learning. We had fewer objectives, like saying that Tamil Nadu had a lot of generating stations, but still we just testified ourselves with green power. It is about the windmill. So the highest wind power was generating through 3 pauses, which is available in Tamil Nadu. So which was failure or success means it is first attempt in learning. We just got all the opportunities to work with such windmills. Right now, all the windmills are being upgraded to offshores and onshore with 2 megawatt installed capacity. It was not kilowatt, which was constructed with a huge area, but we have a very good environment with a huge potential that was not testified, but we could recoup ourselves having 10,800 megawatt installed capacity in Tamil Nadu, which is leading. So that is a big dream. So take up the action in order to get to work. It's something like we just have all such opportunities to work on to reach our goals. The goal is being reached. The destiny is always been reached because of the smarter people. So the smartness being embedded. So we could see that the Google has registered itself. So the northern grid was pulled out, and the blackout, the word itself, it is been taken up from the history. So the power history or the power dictionary doesn't have blackout. So that means that if we don't have power for next 1 hour, it is a big problem for us. Even the net is down, it is a big problem for us. But we could see that if a word blackout is been heard, we could see that 4 to 5 days we don't have power. Even from drinking water or washing our face or whatever things, we don't have the power to work on, means it is a big problem. So we need to think about the smartness. So it doesn't make sense to hire smart people and tell them what to do. We hire smart people so they can tell us what to do. The same way the Steve Jobs given, it was testified during this COVID situation itself. The COVID situation made us to test ourselves. The largest grid that was registered by Google was tested by pulling down all such loads. Even the load was there during the night time, but the major loads were cut off without any major shutdown or grid pullout. That happened on the day when our lovable Prime Minister said that this COVID can be thrown away, or it can be showed off, like saying that we can light up our lantern and switch off our artificial lighting. And we could see that the 15,000 megawatt was dropped down to 3,000 megawatt, but still the grid stability was established because of our smarter people. Hats off to the people who are working with the low dispatch centers. So thank you so much for those people working in the electrical grid. And I also need to put your word. So that is the smartness embedded to the people alone, or it is about the smartness embedded to the system itself. Yes, the smartness is being embedded to the smart generation, smart distribution, and smart consumption, as well as in order to generate as well as distribute, and also we are about to store the energy. So it is about the smart storage that is being connected. So it is about the smart consumptions as well. So it is about the connectivity which is being done through all such generating stations to the distribution end, and we have all such connectivity through the focal points of intelligence. We are about to reach the 100%. It's only 50% or 60% right away, but we are about to get connected by 100% through renewable energy integration, e-mobility, so which is the future all about, and the security of the supply network expansion. It's something like we are about to have data as well as power transmitted through the power line. So in that case, we are about to sacrifice our security or not, we need to think about it. We also talk about the decentralized energy production. So although we are disconnected, we are connected through media. I do not know the media is working or not, but still I was talking alone. The same way the decentralized production is about to talk about it. So whether we are going to talk to the load manager or we are talking to the laptop, I do not know. But still we are about to get into the system. It is about the decentralized energy production. And also we need to think about the load flexibility. So we are about to flatten the curve, the 24/7 curve, which was drawn with huge peaks and valleys, right now to be flattened and the peak to be shaved through demand side management. And also people are working with ESCOs, energy saving companies. So it is about the savings also given to back to the consumers. It is about the time of use that is going to be clocked in your meter. So through the smart metering, so that is going to be counted. So although this COVID made us to live happily with our family members in our home, but still we were given a bill which says that it is only 5,000 or 10,000 to be paid for 2 months. It is bi-monthly cycle. It was shocking for us, but still we were enjoying the family benefits. But the bill given by the electricity boards is something like it was a huge amount which was not digestible, but still we need to accept the fact that we have utilized the power. So if we are staying home enjoying everything, so we may also trap ourselves in utilizing this electricity with a huge bill. So the price is so huge. So we need to have an intelligent measurement which is going to add value. Whenever we are utilizing it, it need to be read in the meter, and it need to be stopped often if it is not being utilized. So that is the intelligent measurement need to be added up. And also we need to add up the security and data protection. So for each everything. So in the web, we could see that the ICT architecture is going to be the more vital, and the market liberalization is going to be there. So it's something like we are about to sell our power itself. So it is done. How we are going to do these things? We are about to connect each and everything. So it is something like we are going to connect Internet of Things. It is about the things, non-living things. So we are about to talk about non-living things, means our meter is going to talk with another meter that has been like a robo talking to another robo, but still our meter is going to talk with another meter. Is something like in the LV side, we could see that the smart meter has been installed all along in Tamil Nadu too. So we could have 110 cities that has been testified as smart cities, and the smart cities has been calculatedly, and we have added the smart meter to it. So T Nagar is one such area where the smart meters has been deployed, and it is about to come to this production by next year. So we also see that the Internet of Things is have connectivity with the HV side. So it is all the windmills and solar powers are getting the data through AMR and AMI. So it is something like we are getting the data pooled in. So with Nive and NIA giving the forecasting data with intra and intraday production. So the production is 100% sure, and we could also see that Internet of Things have given all such productivity. And we need to ask more questions: why, what, and how we are going to get connected, and what is the intelligence that is going to be added up, and whether we do have this intelligence to be connected with that system or not. Yes, it is about the 3D printing or 3D technologies that is being governing us. It is about the 3D technology, energy translation that is being given. It is about the digitalization, digital India, so which is being taken care. So people are talking about the 1 lakh crores or 3 lakh crores that is being given as digital India, and this digitalization has brought lot this COVID period. It is about the digital India concept or digitalization that has governed us and which is ruling us. So, and then we need to talk about the decentralization. So all the students are sitting in their home watching TVs or talking to the taking up notes with the lecturer, or I do not know, but it is a decentralized situation where everyone is disconnected but connected through digital connectivity but we are about to have a decentralized system going forward, and we are also about to talk about decarbonization. So everything is green, so the green energy is going to rule us. So it is about the green technologies that is going to be piled up with all such emerging technologies, which is going to connect all such things. And we could also see that the digitalizations, the height of digitalization comes with the slide. It says that this is your pilot speaking, I'm working from home today. So the happiness is being seen all through the faces, but still we could see that the digitalization has made the pilot to sit in the home itself and drive the train or the aeroplane. Means it is about the digital India, or how we are going to tackle the situations. So it is all about the positivity that is being worked on, because fear is always been embedded with us. The fear is it's something like it is not the panic, it is about we are rise up to the occasion. So that is the occasion that is been given, and it is about the smarter connectivity. So supplier oriented, one directional view, real time control through the closed power system. So that was the earlier system, and right now we are about the have ICT network which is being connected through it, which is going to give real time information exchange. So it is about the smart grid. We are talking about the bi-directional real time control, and we are about to have a consumer marketism which is going to govern the role. So it is about the open business platform that is being connected, and the past, present and future are going to be connected through ICT network. So it is about the real infrastructure and the real communication network that is being connected to provide a smarter connectivity through this entire world. So we are also having smart grid index. We are we would be having an index. Always people would be writing the story writing in called the கட்டுரை எழுதுறது அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க தமிழ்ல. அது என்ன அப்படின்னு கேட்டீங்கன்னா, இண்டெக்ஸ் பண்ணிடுவோம். முன்னாடி என்ன கதையெல்லாம் சொல்றோமோ அந்த கதை எல்லாத்தையும் முன்னாடி இண்டெக்ஸ் பண்ணணும். அந்த இண்டெக்ஸ் பண்ணியிருந்தா தான் அந்த பேஜுக்கு நம்ம போக முடியும் அப்படின்றது உண்மை. So அதுக்கு முகாந்திரம் அப்படின்னு நம்ம பேர் வைப்போம். முகாந்திரம், that is called the smart grid index. The index has been given as a customer empowerment and satisfaction. It is about the real time data to the consumers. Customer satisfaction feedback is always been highlighted there. How we are going to get this data or story write up? So it is something like we need to get the happiness index. It is about the happiness index. Are you happy? People would be talking, I'm earning 1 lakh rupees, I'm going to hotels, I'm going to parks, I'm riding my horse, I go to my native place through flight only, car only. All such things are there. Whether you are happy or not, that is the $1 million question. People need to think about it. The happiness index is not there for everyone who is working 24/7 earning too much, but the happiness is about living with the family members and sharing. So that is about the data sharing. So I need to talk about the happiness index. The same way the smart grid also has its index, which says about the monitoring and control of the data. It is to monitor, we need to catch up the data. So the data is being captured by SCADA or DMS and ADMS system, and the supply reliability is being categorized as SIDI and SIFI. So that the index that is being captured, the downtime has been come down because of this data capture. If the feeder is down, the outage managements take up the particular data, and we also have the LC that has been given to the particular feeder is not pulling up the customers over there, and the back feeding is automatically being driven, so that each and every information is being captured, and it is the intelligence added to the system. So right, whenever I was playing a video, it says that it is a two-way process of communication, that even before identifying a load dispatch center or a call center number, the call center people itself, they could identify that some of the feeders are down, so that we can call up the consumers or send an SMS. Urja Mitra is one particular scheme where you get an SMS even before a feeder is going down. So it's something like the technology which is driving up in India, and we could see that the policies and other things have driven each and everything to a green energy. It is about the renewable energy penetrations and EV facilitations that is being done there. So, and we could also see that the data analytics, we could see that smart meter coverage and data analytics applications has come up, and we could see that the mileage that is being given with the data analytics. So when I was talking about a Nokia mobile phone, it was only the touch mobile or the keypad that is been touching, making us a nuisance or noise. but radical change made it to have the keyboard replaced with a smart touch screen. So the touch screen is always there. We do have a storage capacity of 100 GB to 128 GB with us, but we do not know what to do with its storage. The storage is always there. So whether we would be disconnecting the storage or we would be purchasing a new mobile, the technology is making us happy, but we do not know what to do with the data. So we need to analyze the data, whether I need to delete this WhatsApp, or I need to delete this Facebook or Instagram, or I need to daily make up and take a selfie. So that is an objective or not, but the data is very vital. So we are living with that, we are happy with that or not, I do not know, but we need to have an index of that one. So smarter connectivity, smart metering, and DER integration is there. So energy storage is very much important. Management of DER integration, grid scale energy storage is very much important. It's very much vital for renewable energy. So when we talk about the energy which is always reliable, we need to talk about the integrations also. The integration issues are there. And I need to talk about the security. So we always have a that myth or panic surrounded us. Whether this WhatsApp need to be switched off, the data need to be switched off or not. Why? Because someone is following me, someone is taking up our data, someone is taking up the phone or not. So whether my data would be spoofed or my Gmail is hacked or not, I do not know. So all such things are there, but still even with Gmail and WhatsApp itself, we have the panic. Means all these non-living things are to be connected with the internet, and our doorbell would be calling up for next person the sitting near us. He is going to call the next door, or he is going to call our own house or not. I do not know, but still we need to have a panic surrounded us. It is about the security system. It is about the information as well as operation technology. So IT and OT plays a vital role with the cyber security. So in movies, in Hollywood movies, we could see that the people hack the system and they could switch off the traffic lights. Traffic lights is okay, but when we are traveling, it is a panic. But still, when we are sitting in our home and our home is being hacked, we do not know, the fear is surrounded us. We need to have a fear. Always the fear is going to give a solution for us. So that is the intelligent added up to it. So the benefit is something like we need to have intelligent power grids, so which is going to give us the data. The data is very much vital. How we are going to get the data? The power plant is objective is something like we are going to reduce carbon dioxide emission, better load curve, better asset utilization to increase the return on asset, reduce the number of peakers. It's something like the peak load management was given by the base load. It is about the black fuel, but right now we don't have any black fuel to benefit the carbon emission. The carbon credentials are catching up. So we do have only 57% as the plant load factor. So earlier when plant load factor definition was given to all the engineering students, it says that the highest value that is being governed by the plant is called plant load factor. But right now we do not know whether to give 2 marks or 0 marks for a plant load factor, which says that it is only 57% for state-owned utility power plant, and it is a central utility means it is 100%. Yeah, we have two different answers. So it's something like we talk about the power plant which need to be reduced with the emission, means the emission is being reduced or the technology being enhanced, or there is a myth behind it. I do not know, but we do. This is not the forum to discuss about it, but we need to have such opportunity to discuss and finalize it. So my father told me that his grandpa told that the black fuel would be surviving for 50 years. Then my parents told me that in another 50 years the black fuel would be gone off. Then I am also telling to my son that another 50 years this black fuel would be going off. I do not know where it is available, where it is dug out, or whether it will be extinct or not. But still we have a panic surrounded us that this black fuel is creating lot many menace and it is going to ruin our life. So that is the problematic thing. So we need to think about the transmission system. We have cut out, DG has come off. It is about distributed generation. So we are talking about the transmission cutout, reduced transmission congestion, impact, better transmission network, reduced outages need to be there. So that is the transmission system being handled. And the distribution system also having a problem. So reduced the number of damaged meter. So the meter is always reading only 2000 rupees means it is a panic for us, or it is an enjoyment. Every day we pay for lesser usage, we pay more on it means it is a problem to us. It is reduced the number of damaged meters, reduced distribution congestion impact. It's something like we always call up the utility and no one is coming up for repair means again it's a problem. So we don't need any congestions surrounded with us. So the it should be problem free, and it is about the faster recovery time. It is about the one feeder is down means automatically the back feeding need to be come up. It's not something like we need to wait for such things. And reduced outage, the outage need to be there, but outage cannot be dropped, but if it need to have the reduced outage, and we need to have better losses visibility. The losses need to be visible. It should not be hidden thing. So the same way we also see that retailer and the customer, so reduced meter reading and field service cost and revenue assurance should be there for the customers, and improved customer satisfaction should be there, and prevent broader impact of equipment outage. So it's something like if a meter need to be replaced and charged by the consumers means then it is a fear only, it is a panic surrounded us. But the meter is smart enough to identify through the cell phone itself means it's an advantage. I'm happy to pay the consumers. I can switch off my tube light, I can switch on my AC or switch off my washing machine accordingly. So that is the opportunities that is being given back to the consumers. And how this is to be connected, it is about the WAMPs. So it is about the wide area monitoring control system, so that is being connected. So it is wide area network and distribution grid management, informations and communication technology infrastructure through AMI or AMR infrastructure, and DG, distributed generation and storage technology, is going to play a vital role, which is going to have a major applications. So that is being governed through advanced metering. So the problems need to be identified in order to make sure that the problem is scattered and we are answering to the problem. So it is about the insufficient meter data reading. MDAS and MDM is the major part of the smart grid means we need to talk about the real-time data. It is about the yesterday's data saying that the rain was heavy in Nilgiris means yes, it was yesterday's rain. Today it is more heavier or it is no rain. So we need to have real-time data. We don't have accuracies means then it is a problem. Inaccuracies in meter reading due to manual limitations, maintenance of logbooks and conversion to Excel sheets as a time-taking affair. So it is the real-time input that is being given there. Unavailability of real-time data, limited or no access to real-time data for customized reports and analytics to calculate efficiency and product costing. So it says that a lot of discrepancy occurred in COVID data. It says that CMDA has one particular data and Tamil Nadu government has one particular data which is not matching up, and the people who died due to accidents or other things also been registered. So that is the data that was creating lot many panics. All these people who are talking about such things, but whenever the panic surrounded us, we need to have a real-time data which need to be catered. Expensive and complicated EMS, energy management system, wiring and set up a local servers for available EMS system in market are expensive and time-consuming process, because people are talking about APDRP and RAPDRP, and right now we talk about IPDS. So the project is always been there, but we do not know whether we will be getting a smart meter or a smart billing, but our billing is very high and it hefty amount has been invested on it. So we also have losses and penalties, lack of timely alert for critical situations. We also have to penalize ourselves. So that is the smart grid operations that is going on, means why we need to have the smart grids. So the blackouts, it is a word that has been removed from the power system history itself. So it is about the blackouts that has been removed. Aging infrastructure. So the infrastructure is very old. People talk about my grandfather gave me this TV and I am holding the same TV and my son is about to hold the same TV, means your son will kick off you, because all people are talking about smart TV and smart solution. You are still watching this picture tube, means then it is a problem. It is consuming more. Your current bill is going high. There is lot of error. So it is about the aging infrastructure. New types of load expected. Yeah, we talk about the electrical fans which is having a winding. Right now the winding is being removed and we could see that it is only the solid state devices that is being connected. We would have a super fan which is working for 15 wattage. It is not 50 watt. It is about the 15 watts. So when you raise the speed, the load is going to be reduced. Means it's a good thing alone. So we need to have a change of load centers and load types also. And we need to talk about the low carbon emission, necessity for having a low carbon emission, integration of large number of renewable generation sources. These are all the things which need to be taken care by a smart grid. Means then the smart grid is the need of the hour. So how the smart grid is going to be benefited? So I'm not going to talk more, but we can see a video so that captures everything.
As well as providing customers after outage. Grid 1. Custom. Modern. Custom. Also, print, home, button, market, custom, online, market, post, market, fine, home, smarter, water, custom, cost, Berlin, or as water, Berlin, perfect custom, provided, average, other amounts, and your, and
Okay, so I'm not here to market PGE, but I just got a video so which was giving more information on smarter connectivity. It is about our data. So the more data we have, more opportunities are there. So features of smart grid. I'll just rush up with the things how things are being connected. So we are talking about the operates resiliently against both physical and cyber attacks. So it need to have the connectivity. It should tackle of its own. There should not be any physical or cyber attacks. It's something like even the electricity would have gold and copper wire or gold wire on its transmission system, means gold is a good conductor, but the thief alone know that even the power is there or not, he just cut off all the copper wires and go away, but the transmission is system is left away with only the towers. So it's not the wires. The power is going to transfer, means it's about the physical abuse that is being done to the towers, means the same thing happens in the cyber also. It's something like the hackers who are sitting alone in the home do lot many objectives. That is their achievement is something like hack the electrical utility, means they have achieved the Nobel laureate itself. So that's how they think. But we need to reduce it, and active participation by consumers in demand response. People need to have an opportunity to cut off and cut in their loads accordingly. So when the power, that is we have 100%, we say that the voltage is optimized, then we can run the load. So it's something like the load can have a lesser power consumption when the voltage is very high. So that is voltage is optimized, it's not high or low. It is about 230 volt, means 230 volt is there, means a 5 amps consumption would take up only 1 amp, means by 220 means it would take up 1.2. So if it is going to be 240, again it is going to be an higher value only. So it is because of this optimized power flow should be there. The active participation by the consumers also should be there, and accommodates all generation storage options. It need to have all generations to be added up. It's not alone wind power or solar power or thermal power or fuels that is coming up. It need to have biodiesel co-generation plant, and also it need to have idle thermal power plants, co-generation plants need to be added up, and also we can have thermostats. So even a small contributions to the grid also need to be added up. So that means that even electric charging vehicles, electric charges are there. The charging stations are about to come up. Even the charging station is going to contribute back to the grid. So enables new electricity market. Even the consumers are going to be the producers, and they are called prosumers and not as consumers. They are no more they are called as consumers, they are called prosumers. And optimizing the asset utilization, it's something like the optimized value. The smartphone itself very much easier to connect with our Google Meet, means it is more than enough. Not the laptops, but the laptop would have more value, means the situation makes us to use. If we are a presenter, you can use your laptop. If you are a listener, you can take up your smartphone itself with an earphone. So that is more convenient, and it also provide quality power. So it's about the quality. So we don't have everything is available, but we do not know whether it is qualified or not. The supermarket is there, whether the supermarket even have a check of whether the product is going to be extinct or not. So people hide the information. The quality need to be there. So we need to ensure the quality. Even the power that is being transmitted through the transmission line need to be checked then and there whether the power is qualified or not. So we have ABT right away. So it is about the tariff or the available based tariff system. It's something like the reactive power and the active power are been calculated, and it is about the optimizing our power efficiency, and are not but the least it's something like a self-healing power disturbances. Even there is a power disturbances due to lightning, thunder, or even snapping of wire, or even due to short circuit or something else. The power shouldn't be cut off, but still the problem need to be rectified automatically. So that is the power of smart grid. So the future is going to be something like each machine is going to talk with each other, and we have a lot of opportunities connected through IoT device. So what is IoT and what is its role? So role of IoT makes us to connect with the utility, making us to be the producer and as well as the consumer. And so we are about to have all the home storage devices intelligently connected to the grid, so that we are going to be called as prosumers. The Internet of Things is changing the energy sector with added value chain. The consumer role in energy management conservation is increasingly important, and changes driven by growth in renewable energy generation and distribution resources is also growing up. Lot many changes are going up with our sensors working on. So what is the sensors that is being connected? So what we called as IoT, and how IoT and we are different. So we need to think about it. So we are gifted with a mother nature that ears are about to listen. So when I was talking alone, seeing this laptop, I do not know what is happening on the other side, but the sensor, if they could have given an intimation like a pop-up would be coming up and saying that you are no more connected, that would have helped me. But this Google Meet doesn't have this facility. But we need to think about the sensors. So ears, tongues, skins, eyes and nose are being given as gifted, and we are about to take up the signals from there, and it is being processed through neural network. So we have artificial neural networks, so that is been giving a very good options for power system operations. The sensors are everywhere, so the sensors are being connected everywhere, and every day we could see that when you are filling up the petrol station, the petrol prices are rising up on a day-to-day basis, and every minute also. So by evening when you see the petrol price, it is been increased by 10 paisa or 20 paisa, whether the machine, the pumping machine is been updated with it or not. Yes, it is been updated and connected to the servers, the internet servers. So it means that when it is pumping 2 liters of petrol for 80 rupees, now the price has been raised and you need to pump only 1 liter. So that is the information that is been taken care by the server and not by the people. Manual entry is reduced, and you could see that it is operating on its own. But whether we have only one what to say, so it's something like we need to have the petrol price coming down by 10 rupee, or even if it is given free of cost, then it's okay. But we don't have such opportunities. Even the crude oil prices are coming down, the petrol price or diesel price is going up drastically. It has reached 85 rupees right away. So it is all because of the sensors or something else, I do not know. But still we need to think about the technology is going to bind us with all such things. If happiness is need to be indexed, then it is a big question mark, but the sensors would add more value to it. So that is the information, and we have a very smart device which is connected with IoT. So we have our smartphone, so that is the one such device which is have more than 2 to 3 sensors attached to it. Touch screen as a sensor, light sensor is there, Wi-Fi sensor, wind speed sensor, Bluetooth sensor, GPS sensors, and all these sensors have been attached to a single phone, where our smartness makes us the phone to utilize only to take up the calls and not usage of anything else. So we invest more for it, but we do not know what to do with the sensors or what to do with the smartphone. But the opportunities are always there for learning. So we need to have the system connected with the data analytics, and we get the gateway to get the all such informations collected, and the data collection is going to be processed through data processing, analyzing, and everything is being stored in the cloud, so that it is no more. So earlier we used to purchase cassettes for playing music, then we moved on to audio disc. So compact disc was given, CDs and DVDs were given, and later DVDs were replaced with USBs, and USBs right now it is only cloud. So we just tune up the radio where the internet is going to be switched on, and you listen to 24/7 music. The same way, all the data, you don't have any information to be stored up. It is all about the cloud. So no more computers would be there. So we can directly catch up the information through our smart devices. So that is the objective that is been working on. The smart grid and IoT is also taking up such initiatives, and every devices would be connected, interconnected, and everything would be talking to each other. And so the energy loss is going to be reduced. The smart metering environment gives a framework for smart metering. The smart metering has a lot many processes, and we also have the stakeholders to take up all such informations. The Internet of Things is going to connect with the network, and the cloud computing is going to give the smaller data to a bigger data. It is about the big data analytics. It is about the single pane of glass, pulling it all together, which gives all the information enlightened in a screen. It is about the smart building. So when we talk about a large infrastructure as much more things, we do have our smart home connected. It is about the smart building. So energy management, HVAC, lighting, elevators, fire safety, access and security, water, 24/7 monitoring is done through all such things in smart building. So that means that everything is being connected through internet, and we say that Internet of Things is giving an opportunity to work on with EMS. So what's next? So it is about the subject. We need to talk about the power system engineering. So I don't want to touch up these things, which is very vital, but still due to time consuming process, I'm just leaving up. But I just want to throw light on certain areas. so which is very much important. So earlier we were talking about the power sector evolution, means I need to touch up one such things. Earlier, having Marconi invented the radio, having a radio, we need to pay tax to the government. For being a owner of a BMW or the other cars, we were paying taxes, right? The same way, having a radio itself, it was we need to pay tax for that radio, or lighting up our own tube lights, or that is a fan and other utilized. That was the area before 1956 when it was introduced, and later due to the nationalization process, all the grids were connected. Damodar River Valley Corporation invested much more things on idle power station, and Tamil Nadu had more such opportunities here in India to be connected with Ennur thermal power stations, which was there. So, and we could also see that after liberalization, so we could see that the liberalization came back, and we could see that everyone was generating and everyone was distributing due to this liberalization process. And right now all the generators are there, so even if you are a consumer, you can be the generators and we can work on it. And we could also see that 2003 Act, so Electricity 2003 Act made us to work on with a lot of opportunity that you can yourself become a producer as well as a consumer. So these are all the evolutions that went on, and a lot of things to be discussed, but we will have some time to discuss something more. So I don't want to talk monotonously. Thank you so much. So we can open up for questions.
Sir, there's one question in the chat
Yes,
box.
ma'am.
There's one question.
Oh, okay, fine then.
Can you explain about the operations carried out by the control operators during 9-minute switching of lighting load on April 4th? Majority
Okay,
of the
so
people do not know how the electricity operations from POSCO handled.
Osaka, yes.
Mm.
Yes, it's a wonderful question by Kamesh Prakash. So the operation carried out by control operators, the 24/7 operation is, as I was talking about the central grid, it is about a centralized grid operation only. The generators and distribution centers are always been connected, and so we get information from all such connectivity. So it says that we always have the generators and distribution interconnected. We have all such data. So in that case, if a load dispatch center is going to handle a shutdown for a generator, then we need to intimate and we need to operate it. The situation once when it was to be kept off during that period, so when April 4th, so specifically to talk about that particular period, so we had a simulation worked on with our simulation software. Thanks to and hats off to all such simulation softwares which is available. We just went down up to 15% of the load that can be managed. It's something like 100%. We assume that Tamil Nadu has a capacity of 15,000 megawatt peak in summer. So we just had 15,000 megawatt drop down to even 1,500 megawatt. But we just had made an opportunity to have it by 3,000 megawatt, so that the grid is not going down or it is not pulled down. So it's something like the national grid was handshaking with this grid operation, and so POSOCO was giving all such data, but all the load dispatch centers were coordinating with POSOCO in order to maintain the grid balance between the consumer and the producers, so that the operations were done. So it's not with non-renewable energy resources alone, it is about the base load that was kept, which made us to sit in front of the system, and so that we had a very good opportunity to shut down all the generators as well. So the generators were kept live, and it was the asking rate was something like when the load was going down, the generators was put in standby. When the again the load was connected, automatically the standby generators were put into the grid for operation, and the load was catching up slowly by 15-20% and 100% was reached. Hats off to the technology and the data which is being collected through the ICT network. Thank you. So hope this answers. I think so. Ma'am, any other questions, ma'am? They can unmute themselves and they can question. So,
Any other questions?
and I really need to apologize for the network that I have, and the session was interrupted. So really sorry for it. And whenever I find time, I would compensate it at a later time. So with all such informations, I really apologize for it.
So kindly share your PPT, sir, so that they can use.
Sure, ma'am. Nothing to worry. But it is only 300 MB with all the videos embedded to it. I'll share it through a drive so that you can share it to all such people, ma'am. I'll
Okay,
share
sir.
it today itself.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
On behalf of the participants, I would like to thank you very much for accepting our invitation. And thank you very much, sir, for sharing your valuable knowledge with us, even though if you have network issues. Thank you. Thank
It's
you
my
so
pleasure,
much.
ma'am. So sharing all such information with all such people, eminent people sitting there and watching. So thank you so much for your patience and cooperations. Thank you so much, audience. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So participants, please be back by short, that is 11:30, because our next session speaker is waiting. So take a short break and be back. Thank you.